everyone, it's Tracy here again. I have another deck that I want to show you that you may not be aware is still available. I went to Make Playing Cards to get my Cup of Contemplation card deck created by our lovely Julie at Peekaboo Rose. And you know, while you're at Make Playing Cards, you have a look and see. Okay, when I'm at Make Playing Cards, I have a look and see what other decks are out there, because you never know what somebody might have thrown up there and not even talked about it at all. So when I ordered this deck, I actually found one of my unicorn decks that I have been wanting for probably 3 years, and I think it's been out of print the entire time. And the name is in the in the name of the video, so I don't know why I'm hiding it. It is the Heart of Stars Tarot. The Heart of Stars Tarot is by Tom Pham. This deck was created a number of years ago and has been out of print for quite some time, because if you go to his website, and I don't know if that's reading at all, I can't see mine on camera, but it says the third edition of the deck is out of print, sold out. But you can still find the PDFs of the guidebooks, which is very helpful, and I downloaded those. But I found for, I think it was like $22, that he has put the Heart of Stars up on MakePlayingCards.com, and you can order it. And it claims to be on Make Playing Cards. He's done several different versions of this deck where he's changed a few of the cards every now and then. And this claims to be the one with the best versions of the cards that he has multiple versions of. So I thought I would take you through it. We'll have a look at it. In case it's something that you might be interested in going to MakePlayingCards.com and getting for yourself. I downloaded the copy of the PDF guidebook to my iPad and then imported it into my Kindle app so that I wouldn't lose it. But you can see, I hope you can see, in the guidebook, it tells you who everybody is. So if you have any question about who everyone is, and because it is a few years old, some of the references, because this is a pop culture deck if there ever was one, some of the references are maybe not the most current pop culture references, but they still work. So let's have a look at the deck. We have the Fool, that's Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. And we have the Magician, and that's Neo from The Matrix. We have the High Priestess, who is Anne Hathaway's Fantine from Les Mis. And Anne Hathaway does feature kind of heavily in this deck. You have to wonder if he didn't have a little crush on her or something. Then we have the Empress, which is Meryl Streep from Mamma Mia. And we have the Emperor, who is Anthony Hopkins as Odin from the movie Thor, which I have never seen Thor. And one of the things I really like about this deck is how he has taken the images of the pop culture actors and actresses and sort of, they've also got the Rider-Waite-Smith card there as well. And that doesn't read so well on camera. So all of the images that I had seen online, you know, this one you can kind of see it. But there's some others like the Ten of Swords where I didn't really realize that the Rider-Waite-Smith Ten of Swords was in the image of the card, and it's just beautiful. And here we have the Hierophant, who is Patrick Stewart as Professor X. Now, I don't know if I think it might be this printing, but you can see he has superimposed on him the Hierophant's outfit from the Rider-Waite-Smith. And in my guidebook version, that red cloak is a little bit easier to see. So I don't know if this is maybe not the best printing, or I don't know. It makes me happy. It suits me just fine. All right, here we have the Lovers, Kate and Leo from Titanic. The Chariot is Brad Pitt as Achilles from the movie Troy. And for Strength, we have Jessica Chastain dressed as Meridia from Brave. That's Gandalf. This one I think is absolutely hilarious because that's the Wheel of Fortune game show. And I think that's very appropriate. We have Glenn Close as ruthless lawyer Patty Hughes from the series Damages, which is a show I never watched. And that is Luke Skywalker. That's one of my favorites. I just love that. And then for death, I don't know if this is going to read, but there's one of the original death cards. And we have Darth Vader. We have the second one. So the second edition printing was Darth Vader. And in the guidebook, you get both. So it's great. Next, we have Cate Blanchett as Galadriel from Lord of the Rings as Temperance. The Devil, more Star Wars. The Tower, and I love this. This is the Tower of Mordor crashing down, which gives a whole new meaning to the tower, because that was the whole point of those stories, was to take this tower down. So I love that. The star is not a famous person. It represents, let's see, she is the unknown and unknowable star. But you can see in the back, behind her, you have the star card from the Rider-Waite-Smith. The moon has Marilyn Monroe in the background and the Little Prince as well. Oh, actually, and Beast. Apparently that's supposed to be Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Because, yeah, there's the Rose and the Beast and the Little Prince and then Marilyn Monroe. That's cool. The sun is just Grace Kelly. Judgment has no famous people in it either. It is just basically a representation of the Rider-Waite-Smith. And the world is Marilyn Monroe again. Okay. The guidebook is split into majors and minors, so I have to get the other guidebook up. This is the Ace of Wands. The Two of Wands. We have Clark Kent from Smallville. And the Three of Wands, we got Superman. The Four of Wands, we've got a wedding scene from Mamma Mia. The Five of Wands is a fighting scene from Game of Thrones between Prince Oberyn Martell and the Mountain, Gregor Clegane. I love this card. The Six of Wands from the end of the first Star Wars. Well, what I consider the first Star Wars. And there we have Oberyn Martell again as the Seven of Wands from Game of Thrones. Iron Man as the Eight of Wands. This is James Bond from Skyfall as the Nine of Wands. And then the Ten of Wands, so fabulous, is Frodo and Samwise Gamgee from The Lord of the Rings, or Return of the King, the last one. So perfect, so perfect. Now all the pages are Harry Potter characters, which I thought was a really, really cool way to go. So for the Page of Wands, we have Hermione. The Knight of Wands is Tom Cruise as Maverick from Top Gun. The Queen of Wands is Jessica Chastain. He must just like her. Not any particular movie. And the King of Wands is Keanu Reeves as Don John from Much Ado About Nothing. That's a really amusing movie if you haven't seen it. Then we move into the cups, the Ace of Cups. Two of Cups, we've got Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes, and from Romeo and Juliet. The Three of Cups, we've got Mamma Mia again, but it's a perfect scene. Four of Cups is Liv Tyler as in her role as Lucy from Stealing Beauty. The Five of Cups is a collage of two characters. You have Qui-Gon Jinn from Star Wars Episode 1, played by Liam Neeson. In the background, set up like a drive-in movie screen, is the melancholic singer Lana Del Rey, laying half-dazed in her car. There we have Macaulay Culkin and Anna Chomsky from My Girl. It's the Six of Cups. Seven of Cups is Sarah, played by Jennifer Connelly in a scene from the movie Labyrinth. Oh, that's perfect. I need to see that movie. For the Eight of Cups, Frodo, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Perfect. I love this. The wish card is Mickey Mouse. And the Ten of Cups is It's a Wonderful Life. The Page of Cups is Cedric Diggory from Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. The Knight of Cups is, yes, Ethan Hawke as Vincent Freeman in Gattaca. Love that. Love Gattaca. The Queen of Cups, that's Audrey Hepburn. And the King of Cups, is that Tom Cruise again? Yep, Tom Cruise. Not a real big fan of Tom Cruise. Could have done with somebody else for the King of Cups, but it'll do. All right, there we have the Ace of Swords. Two of Swords, Johnny Depp, Edward Scissorhands. This one just makes me cry. The Three of Swords is Robin Williams with clown makeup on. Ugh. The Four of Swords is a scene from The Matrix where Neo is being healed and regenerated. The Five of Swords is the Joker played by Heath Ledger from the Batman The Dark Knight. The Six of Swords is Arwen from Lord of the Rings. Liv Tyler. Again. The Seven of Swords is Leonardo DiCaprio as Jordan Belfort in Wolf of Wall Street and Anne Hathaway as Catwoman in A Dark Knight Rises. Could have done without the Catwoman. And here we have Anne Hathaway again. This is as her role as Maggie in the movie Love and Other Drugs. And here she is again in the movie Maggie, as Maggie in the movie Love and Other Drugs. So it's like a progression, which I can see, but at the same time, that if the whole deck had been done as a progression, that'd be one thing, but anyway, still works. And then my beloved Ten of Swords. This is the Ten of Swords from the second print edition, which has Jon Snow as, Kit Harington as Jon Snow. And these swords are the swords from the Ten of Swords in the Rider-Waite, and I love it. I love it. Okay, and then the Page of Swords is Ron Weasley. Rupert Grint. The Knight of Swords is Jason Bourne. Yep. Matt Damon. The Queen of Swords is the Queen of Dragons, Daenerys Targaryen. And here we have James Bond again, Daniel Craig. And now we move into the Pentacles. Here we have Neo again from The Matrix. And this is another Lord of the Rings. So we have Elrond, and apparently somewhere in here we also have a few other people. I can't see. And that's perfect. Bilbo Baggins from the Lord of the Rings movies as the Four of Pentacles. Charlie Chaplin and Jackie Coogan from The Kid as the Five of Pentacles. Six Pentacles, we have Sarah Crew from A Little Princess. Now, I've never seen this movie at all, but it gives a little synopsis of the movie, so that's cool. There we have Luke Skywalker and Yoda in the Seven of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is another Lord of the Rings reference. This is two elves creating a sword, or rebuilding the magic sword Elendil that slayed Sauron in the past. And you know, you'd think I'd know that because I've seen those movies 100 times. And then the Nine of Swords, we have Charlize Theron in Aeon Flux, which is that's the first printing card, because the third edition printing was Linda Evans's Wonder Woman. And I don't know which one I'd prefer. And then the Ten of Pentacles, represented with the main characters of the movie Tree of Life, which is a movie I have never heard of. But it says we can see actor Sean Penn as Jack O'Brien, reminiscing about his childhood and his family, who are played by Jessica Chastain and Brad Pitt. So that, I might have to see that movie. Page of Pentacles is Harry Potter. The Knight of Pentacles is Keanu Reeves again. He likes Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves being himself, apparently. The Queen of Pentacles is Angelina Jolie as Egyptian Princess Cleopatra. And the King of Pentacles is Bruce Lee. So that is the deck. I was really surprised at the cardstock because I was expecting the standard playing cards cardstock. It said it was the, the standard 300, which is what Julie's deck is. It's standard 300. It's not terribly glossy. It's not terribly matte. This is shinier. This feels like it has a coating that Julie's deck doesn't feel like it has. So I think he might have been getting his cards from playing cards all the time. I don't know. But this is a deck I have wanted forever. Didn't know I'd be able to get it. Oh yeah. That feels thicker than the standard 300. Maybe it was the 330. But if you like pop culture references that are dated by about 5 to 7 years, maybe 10 years, I'm getting old, but they make sense to me. 90%, well, 80% of these I knew without having to look at the guidebook as to who they were. But I do really appreciate that the PDF guidebook goes into who they are, what characters they are, why this movie is appropriate for that particular card. So there you go. This is a copy of the Heart of Stars Tarot that I have just recently purchased in 2020 that you can get on makeplayingcards.com. Thanks everyone for watching and have a fabulous day.